The Philadelphia Eagles portion of the draft at number 15 is Jordan Davis, the defensive tackle out of Georgia. Brady?
He's an absolute mammoth of a human being. And I think the concern was, is he too big to be able to stay on the field for all 3 downs or be in there in passing situations? And one of the things you can glean from the combine for a big guy like that is, can he lose weight? He did. He looked agile. He looked incredibly athletic for as big as he is. And I think he alleviated a lot of concerns from teams that it's going to be an issue keeping him on the field all 3 downs or him getting worn out by the 4th quarter in a hot, humid environment. There's going to be none of that. So I love this selection here. I know they just signed Fletcher Cox back on a 1-year deal, but I think you pair these two up next to each other in the interior of a defense. I mean, who's going to be able to run against the Eagles with those 2 massive human beings? And the other thing is, with an interior guy like that, I think a lot of times you look for interior guys who have quicks, who can rush the quarterback and get to the quarterback. With a bigger body like this, it's not even so much about getting to the quarterback. It's about collapsing the pocket and getting push. And he's big enough where Jordan Davis's arms and length will get that big body up in front of a quarterback, push that guard or center back into the quarterback's lap. He's got nowhere to go and let the edge rushers do the rest. So he might not get a ton of sacks, but trust me, the pressure he creates will be felt. So I love this spot for him. I love this pick. He's a hell of a young man if you have the chance to talk to him. So I'm really excited to see what he'd be playing next to Fletcher Cox.
First of back-to-back picks for the Eagles. They have taken wide receivers in the first round each of the last 2 drafts. And Ryan, it's likely they're going to do it again because they have 3 picks in 5 spots here in the late teens. And Pete has them taking Chris Olave out of Ohio State.
And I've regularly had them taking wide receivers in the first round as well because, as you know, Chris, they have those 3 first-round picks, and they have needs there. Jalen Reagor hasn't quite yet hit that first-round stride, and, of course, you always throw back in the Eagles fans' face. You passed on Justin Jefferson when he was sitting there to take Jalen Reagor. Maybe Jalen Reagor figures it out this year. Devonta Smith had a really good rookie campaign. He's only going to get better. And I think with Chris Olave here, I like it, but I actually like Garrett Wilson better than Olave. It's funny because Garrett Wilson told us at the Combine that Olave was faster than he was, and he was for about 15 minutes until they fixed those 40 times. Garrett Wilson ended up being faster. I think Garrett Wilson plays faster. I think he's more athletic and more dynamic. But I get Chris Olave here. It's not something I'm going to pan. But if I'm making that selection, if I'm the Eagles, I'm probably leaning Garrett Wilson. Either way, get a wide receiver to help Jalen Hurts.
How do you compare the 2, Pete?
Oh, I prefer Wilson. Jamison Williams would have been my first receiver. When he got hurt, he dropped down, and Wilson would be my first receiver. Absolutely. Okay. I agree with
Tiger for the Eagles up next, and cornerback Andrew Booth Jr., Ryan.
Yeah, I like Andrew Booth Jr. a lot. He played really well this year, and I do wonder, and I think this is a good fit, too, for what the Eagles certainly need in the secondary. I do wonder if I like Dax Hill a little better out of Michigan. He's a little more versatile, plays inside. But Andrew Booth was all that and then some this year, and they did it without Darian Kendrick, who had transferred to Georgia. A big play guy, didn't have a lot of experience coming into this season, but you wouldn't know him to watch him play. Moves extremely well going forward and backwards, and I think he's a first-round pick all day long. I just wonder if there were some other guys that maybe were whether in consideration, whether it's Dax Hill out of Michigan or Trent McDuffie out of Washington. When you have Darius Slay and Avonte Maddox and not much else, I understand why you take a cornerback here, and Andrew Booth Jr. makes a ton of sense. I'm not at all upset by this pick.
All right, let's.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.